Hello there. Let's take a little tour through MESD 66 to learn about navigating the Alludo game platform. When you first enter MESD 66, you'll arrive at the dashboard that looks like this. From the dashboard, you'll see that there are some navigation links in the header that can take you to different spots, including a tab for analytics if you want to look at certain game statistics. My Game will take you directly to your game board, and Dashboard will take you right back to this view that we're currently in. Some other elements of the dashboard include this great big green Play MESD 66 button, which will also take you directly to your game board so you can get into the activities and play the game. Underneath that is a list of recent activity, different activities that other players have completed recently. And then there are leaderboards. There are weekly leaderboards, which right now don't have a lot of action on them since we're at the beginning of the week, but also the overall leaderboards that show the top schools and the top players since the game started in 2017. So let's go ahead and open a game board here. I'm just going to click on the play button. And I'm in a sample account for Blue Bear, and this shows his game board. And on the left-hand side, you'll see it's going to bring in your profile picture from your Google account, tell you which campus you're playing for, and then also shows you the current number of points you've earned, as well as your ranking out of all the players of the game. So we can see that Blue has earned 300 points, and he's ranked 116 out of 310 players. The next section shows your latest level badge, and since Blue has not completed level 1 yet, he has the default badge that all players get when they start playing the game. And then there's another section that kind of shows your relative scoring compared to other people that you're in stiff competition against. And then at the bottom, it'll show any special badges that you've earned so far for completing missions or for special activities that have their own badges. On the right-hand side of the game board is where you actually see the game and the structure of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and collapse this for a moment so that you can see currently there are 3 levels of the game that are currently published. You'll notice on the left-hand side, level 1 is unlocked for Blue. That's where he's at. Levels 2 and 3 are still locked. He has to complete a level ahead to unlock the next level. So he's in level 1. And I'm going to just open that up real quick. So within each level, you'll see the level itself, and then each level also has missions, which are distinguished by this kind of beige bar that goes across. And then within each mission, there are activities to complete within that mission. As you are looking at the game card itself, you can actually hover over the titles of missions and activities to get a little bit more details in the pop-up. You can also view mission badges. If you hover over the little badge, it'll give you an enlarged picture of what that badge will look like when you earn that badge by completing that particular mission. Another thing to point out is you'll notice that many of the items in this level are marked as required. So some missions are required to advance to the next level, and some activities are also required to advance to the next level. Because level 1 in MESD 66 is covering so many fundamental pieces, there are a lot more required activities and missions in level 1 than there are in any of the other missions. The missions that are locked are kind of ghosted out and hard to see, but you can kind of tell that there just aren't as many requirements to advance to the next level as there are in level 1. There's some, and those requirements are meant to give you kind of a well-rounded experience about what is available in our district and just a preview to some of those initiatives. But in general, once you pass level 1, you have a lot more flexibility for choice and really exploring the topics that are most interesting to you. As I say that, I also want to point out that you don't have to do activities in any particular order. And outside of the requirements, you really don't have to do every single activity. With the caveat, let's look next at the points, because there are some requirements and points as well. So off to the side of activities, you might see green boxes or yellow boxes or red boxes or little gray boxes. Those tell you how many points that you've earned or still can be earned. The green boxes actually indicate how many points you've earned so far. So at the level, you can see that Baloo has earned 300 points. That's indicated by the green box. The purple boxes tell you how many points are required to achieve that particular benchmark. So to complete level 1, you do have to earn 200 points. So you might be asking yourself, if he's already got 300 points, why hasn't he passed level 1? That gets into some of the requirements. So this very first mission, First Things First, is a required mission to advance to the next level. And there's also a required activity that Baloo has not yet completed. So you can tell if activities have been completed if they have this green check mark and the points are indicated in green. If they're in gray, it means that there's still some points there that you can earn. And since this is a required activity, Baloo is not going to advance to the next level until he has completed this activity, which will then have him complete this mission, and then he'll unlock level 2. Some other indicators that you might notice are like a red box. So there's 50 points here that Baloo has submitted for, but this activity has been paused, which you can see by this pause button. That means that he has submitted some evidence, but when it was reviewed by an MESD staff member, it was determined that it was missing something that was required. And so that's an activity that requires some attention for Baloo to revisit and resubmit some evidence to meet those requirements. And then there's also this yellow box that shows he's waiting for approval on that. So he's made a submission for this activity, and it's just waiting approval, indicated by this little clock on the left-hand side. So let's go in and look at this activity that is still needs to be completed. So when you click on an activity, it's going to open it up. It'll look like this. You'll get a little summary about the activity. You'll find the specific learning goal for that activity, and then instructions that you need to kind of go through to complete the activity. So in this one, he's reading about different kinds of evidence that can be submitted, and then watching a video about organizing an evidence folder in your Google Drive. And then there's always this section that shows exactly what kind of evidence you'll need to submit in order to receive credit for the activity and get those points. So that you always want to look for this check mark and see exactly what you have to do to submit your evidence. Then there's a record achievement area, and that's where you'll submit your evidence, click record achievement, and then just wait for it to be approved. Hopefully this little tour will get you on your way to a lot of professional learning and growth, first and foremost, but also to earning some points and moving up in that leaderboard in the game. Good luck.